If you've been following the channel lately, you realize that I recently made an unboxing and initial impression video about a new smartphone called Olla. If you haven't seen my unboxing and first impression video on this device, I'll put a link in the description box below so you go watch that video first before you come back to this one. Hey, what's going on guys, Tech Up here and welcome to my full review of the Olla Note 3. So after putting it through its paces, I have discovered a few quirks and features that I have to share with you guys. Okay, but before we get into this video, please kindly hit on the subscribe button to join this awesome family and turn on your post notification so you get alerted when I post a new video. So the first thing I want to talk about the Olla Note 3 is the software. While it looks like a complete stock Android, which is what I like, of course it is running a stock Android version 9, but the amount of bloatware it bundles sometimes might want to ruin the experience of a stock Android operating system. The Note 3 packs all the softwares and services the brand and the subsidiary has to offer into one device. With that comes with some unwanted ads and notifications hitting you from left, right and center. It is not a bad thing for a brand to bundle its services in its product because this is something most other manufacturers do. My only gripe is how these apps pops up with notification and ads. Sometimes you might be in the middle of something, the Opera needs to pop up with the notification at the center of the display instead of appearing in the notification center. The number of times it drops notifications for news and ads is alarming and can be disturbing most times. Okay, I know this can be turned off by turning push notification off within the app setting menu, but the majority of non-tech savvy or non-tech enthusiasts will not know about this. Okay, so other than the annoying ads, every other thing about the software is fantastic. The user interface looks clean and minimal, which is what you get with the stock Android operating system. The UI navigation is smooth and responsive, and I like the simplicity of the stock Android. The fingerprint on the Olla Note 3 is responsive most of the time, but in most cases I tend to miss the sensor location, causing some delay in unlocking the device. But once you're able to get used to the fingerprint location, then it becomes quite good and responsive. The device doesn't have a face unlock feature, and I guess that was omitted because of the slow rising pop-up camera, or maybe they just wanted to extend the longevity of the motorized mechanism. Okay, so performance is very okay most of the time, but there are some occasional lags here and there, and that happens most when you have too many background apps running. Okay, so for the specs, you're going to get a MediaTek Helio P23 octa-core CPU, a 4GB of RAM, a 64GB of internal storage, a 3300 mAh battery, which I'm going to talk about much later in this video. The CPU here is not a powerful beast, but it gets most of the tasks done effectively. Launching apps and playing games like PUBG performs quite fine without any lags on low graphics settings, and I was impressed with the fact that it can handle such game with no hassle even though all the graphics settings were set to low. Okay, so about the display, it looks good. Watching YouTube video on this device is pleasing since it offers a full view display without a notch or anything that can obstruct your view. It makes everything appear immersive, and believe me, the experience is fantastic. The 6.53-inch display offers more screen real estate for media consumption, and basically anything you do on this display, be it gaming, watching videos or browsing the web. It's a 1080p display with a pixels density of 394. What that means is that you can watch YouTube video at full resolution natively, but the only downside of the display is that it is not as bright as I might like it to be. On a sunny day or direct sunlight, you might find it difficult to see properly on it. Other than that, the display is fantastic. Okay, about battery life. This doesn't look interesting at all. This is not a device that can carry you for a full day without needing to recharge, which is rather disappointing considering what the competition has to offer. I am not trying to sound all negative here, but my experience with the battery life left nothing to be desired. Okay, so I got about 4 hours plus of screen on time with this device. However, if you're not a heavy user or if you're someone that turns off your mobile data most of the time, then you don't have anything to worry about the battery life because it will last much longer. And the good news is that it comes with a 10-watt fast charger out of the box, and considering the small battery capacity, it is very fast to juice it up again. It took about an hour 40 minutes to charge from 0 to 100% with the included fast charger. The inbuilt speaker sounds okay, although it is a bit tinny, and here's what it sounds like. Okay, now to the part you've all been waiting for, which is the camera. The Note 3 packs a 16 megapixels main sensor and a 2 megapixels depth camera behind, and up front in the pop-up camera houses a 16 megapixels camera. For the most part, images look okay, especially when taken in bright sunny day or in a well-lit environment. Colors appear decent, skin tone is a little better with deeper saturation levels, but in most cases it lacks good details and dark areas appears a little too dark. But I like the richer contrast level in most images. High dynamic range could be a hit or miss sometimes, but I like the fact that it doesn't overexpose the image or the background. But the cloud details are lacking in most areas of the images. Okay, so when it comes to portrait shots, the camera struggles to focus a lot, and I have to say it struggles a lot to get a good portrait image. But when it managed to get it right, the image appears decent and the image has good separation between the foreground and the background. Selfie on the other hand is decent as well. Again, I like the skin tone, but in most cases the image appears softer than I might like it to be. Okay, so it shoots video in 1080p resolution at 30 frames per second. By default, it is set to 720p, so you might want to check and change that to 1080p resolution if that's what you desire.
Alright guys, so this is basically what it looks like to shoot a video using a front-facing camera on the Olla Note 3. I think I like the cold tone it has, though in most areas it appears a little darker, but I think the high dynamic range is nice, it's decent. Okay, so let me know if you like the audio quality that is coming out of this device. Let me know if you like the video quality as well. It is not bad. Not bad.
Okay, so here's my take on this smartphone. While it looks beautiful and attractive, it looks modern and fancy, I would really want Olla to improve on the motorized pop-up camera, add a little bit of protection to it, let it retract back inside on accidental drop on next iteration. You should also limit the way ads and notification pops out of nowhere. Camera is the most practical thing on a smartphone. Though I like the direction they are heading, but I would like to see some improvement on it. And finally, improve on the battery immensely by putting a bigger battery. As a new player in the game, to get people's attention, price is the #1 thing you should try and tackle. It should be as competitive as ever. If it doesn't pack all the bells and whistles, then it should be reasonably priced, and I feel this is where Olla is missing the point. Now the question is, do I recommend you buy this phone? My answer is yes, you can give it a shot. It's the company's first attempt on something like this, and it is well worth giving it a try. Okay, that is it guys, my review of the Olla Note 3. Share your thoughts with me in the comment section below. Like and share this video to help someone make a purchase decision, and as a word of encouragement over this glaring epidemic, it is good to always promote functions over form. So you make sure you wash your hands as much as you can and try to apply your hand sanitizer. Avoid most crowded places and most importantly, stay safe.